Subscribe or they will haunt you. What is just a placebo effect, but most people don't realize? How long it takes a coinsta to process and count coins and return a receipt. It finishes quickly. So quickly that folks are skeptical of the accuracy. So a fake delay, with fake counting noises, was built in giving folks more confidence in the results. I'm not sure if it still does this, but at one time Google Docs intercepted the Ctrl+S shortcut and briefly changes the cursor to the thinking cursor, hourglass, beach ball, whatever your computer does. You don't need to save your Google Docs. They save every tiny change on the server. But people are used to doing it. I install commercial audio/video systems on bigger, more involved jobs like stadiums and arenas. We have consultants who don't work for my company, but are a big link in the chain, as far as designing and decking the finished system. I don't know how many times I've been up in a 80-foot boom lift and they want the azimuth or down angle of a speaker adjusted by some ridiculously small amount. So you get back up there, bang a couple wrenches on the speaker, and don't actually move shit. How's that? Oh yeah. That sounds better. Works every goddamn time. When my cat wants fresh food, but he still has some in his bowl, I pretend to put more in there. He usually falls for it. The original Febreze was unscented, but nobody believed it worked, so they added scent to it. As an IT person, giving a user a new monitor will make them swear their computer is faster. I haven't worked tech support for over a decade, so my comment comes from a time in the late 90s when users were using compact iPad mini towers and just couldn't get over the switch from CRT to LCD monitors. And holy cow, the switch from 4:3 to 16:9 was life-changing. Sadly, this observation has nothing to do with refresh rate, as that's a modern consideration we didn't have the luxury of back in the old days. The exaggerated sounds of some vacuum cleaners, microwaves, and cars to make them sound powerful. The loading screens on some apps that make it seem like they are doing something complex. That minty fresh, zesty clean feeling you get from toothpaste. It started as a marketing strategy and caught on. And now almost all toothpaste is mint, because we associate the minty freshness with cleanliness. When cake mixes first came out you only had to add water to them, but too many housewives felt like that was cheating and wouldn't buy cake mixes. So the cake mix companies added another step, the eggs. It worked. Apparently the cracking and adding of the eggs to the batter was enough to make it feel more homemade and cake mixes became extremely popular. The airplane that mommy feeds you. I don't think it's really an airplane. Your blanket covering your legs / yourself from a serial killer at night. If Gran Turismo taught me anything, it's that washing your car can add 5 to 10 HP. My dog's medicine coming out of his treat tin instead of medicine packaging makes a seconds ago disgusting medicine taste mysteriously treat-like. Turkey doesn't have enough tryptophan to make you sleepy. You're most likely sleepy cause you ate too much and your body's in rest and digest mode. Edit to at, it's a placebo. When you eat a meal that includes turkey and say you're tired, but eat a meal of the same calories and conditions with chicken instead, and you don't feel tired. It's conditioned into American culture because of overeating at American Thanksgiving. That free shipping is a better deal. It generally means they've added the cost into the product instead, but you feel like you've gotten a better deal. When I was a waitress 100 years ago, my customers asked me all the time to turn the heat up / down because they were too hot / cold. I'd be like, oh yeah, definitely. Let me go take care of that for you. Then I would go stand in the back, drink some water, and then head back to the table and tell them I'd adjusted the temperature. It worked every single time. I obviously didn't waitress 100 years ago. I was exaggerating because I'm old. Jesus. Not sure if it's really placebo, but there is research done on how a car door should sound when you close it. A flat and boring pank sound would do just fine, but a lot of people find that soft, plush and yet firm shrumph sound reassures them the door is closed. Someone please do a better job here describing car doors closing because mine sucks. Fancy bottled water. I bought Fiji water BC. I thought it would be different. I paid like $5 for it, and it did the same as the water from my house. Who else smashed the down and the buttons on the DS or Gamma Boy when they were trying to catch a new Pokemon? I used to roll my thumb over the pad to match the tilt of the Pokeball. I remember that people used to say that saying gotcha. Into the mic doubles your chances of catching the Pokemon. The idea that drinking orange juice shortly before going to bed will keep you from sleeping because of the vitamin C. The same people who swear that it works like coffee on the meat or tomatoes for dinner all summer long and never complain about sleeping issues, even though tomatoes contain more vitamin C than a glass of orange. Your permanent record. Colleges care more about what you say on Twitter and Facebook than what you said to Dakota in 3rd grade. The only time your permanent record means something is if you transfer within the district. Wine prices. They've done studies that show people think wine tastes better if it costs more, but when they do a blind taste test, very few people, even people who are wine drinkers, not everyone, there are some people who can tell, but it's a pretty small percentage, can't distinguish between pretty cheap $15-20 bottle and expensive wine. I saw one farmer that used wacky inflatable arm flailing tube men. He had them set up so they'd go from sitting motionless to flailing dramatically every 10 minutes or so, or maybe it was some sort of motion sensor. Scared the absolute shit out of the birds. To be fair, it scared the shit out of me too when I was looking at farmland and that f***er popped up randomly like a jack in the box. When you give your young sibling an unconnected controller after he/she kept bugging to join the game. Vicks Vapor Rub doesn't actually do anything for your sinuses. It's a placebo effect. It does, however, help reduce migraine pain and to reduce swelling. That's actually what it was originally marketed for migraines. I install semi-truck bumpers. 90% of the time a customer will say it looks off by 1/8 of an inch. I'll make a noise with the impact gun on a bolt and say, how's that? Yeah, it looks great. Nothing moved whatsoever. Some guys are extremely critical, I guess. When I repair smartphone or computer, and if something takes me 10 minutes or less, I usually stall, because customer don't want to pay the agree amount, and want to haggle, because I did it too fast. So I'll let them wait 25 to 30 minutes, and they will pay happily. The roller coaster clicking noise on the lift hill isn't necessary anymore. It used to be needed to prevent trains from rolling back if the chain snaps. But now technology has advanced, and it could be silent, but it's perfect preparation for the ride. Like 99% essential oils on your skin doesn't do shit.